Okay. Good morning, everyone. The principal, Dr. Sujata Rai, the judge for the day, Miss Alifia Alamdar, and my dear students. We begin with our first online inter-house competition, that is the declamation competition. The anchor for the day is Miss Ekta Jaiswal. So without wasting much time, I request Miss Ekta to take over. Everyone will keep their audios and videos on.
Today is a big day to
Ekta,
think
your
of how
audio.
far along we have come
Ekta,
and how far we
Ekta,
have to go.
Ekta, your video.
Yes, Miss.
Video. All the participants will keep their videos on.
Today is a big day to think of how far flung we have come and how far we have to go. Along with multiple struggles and triumphs, there is much more to thrive and much more to show. Let's rejoice the majestic journey. A warm good morning to our principal, Dr. Sujata Rai, our judge for the day, Miss Alifia Alamdar, teachers, and of course, our styling participants and students. Today, we are having brilliant students who will compete in their inter-house declamation competition. But students, do you know what is declamation? Declamation is a regiving of an important speech. It can be a political, graduation, or a commencement speech. The rubrics for today's competition are volume, posture and eye contact. Posture and eye contact speaks clearly, preparedness and accuracy. Let's begin with our declamation. Before we begin, I would like to introduce our judge for the day, Miss Alifia Alamdar. Miss Alifia Alamdar, who is an educator, teacher trainer, training coordinator, as well as script writer. She has been working as a teacher since last 7 years. Now she is currently working at Prabhat Kids School, where she teaches English and SST to secondary grade students. In order to contribute her work towards achieving sustainable development goals, she is also working with Robin Hood Army and Academy and Green Thinkers. Multifaceted as said, her list of achievements never ends, as she is also an ambassador at Vacillate, AINET Connect Associate and TESOL member. It's an honor to have you, ma'am.
Yes, she is an INET Connect member, and she is a Wakelet ambassador, and she is a TISOL member. Not only that, she is an ITFL member too, and she has given her presentation in ELT Summit International Conference, virtual conference. So she is a multi-faceted personality, as I know, and a very proficient speaker. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Renu ma'am, for this warm welcome.
So we begin.
It will be my pleasure to listen to your students.
We begin with our declamation competition with Blue House. Our first participant from Blue House is Ms. Drashti Patel, who is going to re-give the speech on Indira Gandhi.
Start.
Yes, that's it. Video.
Good morning. Today I am going to read you Mrs. Indira Gandhi's speech, which was held at Golden Jubilee celebrations of the Indraprastha College, Women's India. An ancient Sanskrit saying, woman is the home and the home is the basis of society. It is as we build our home, we build our country. If the home is inadequate, either inadequate in material goods or inadequate in sort of friendly living atmosphere that every child needs to grow and develop, then that country do not have harmony. And no country which do not have harmony can grow in any direction at all. That is why women's education is almost more important than the education of boys and men. We, and by we, I do not mean only India, but whole world has neglected women education. It is fairly recent, of course, not to you, but when I was a child, the story of early days of women's education in England, for instance, was very recent. Everybody remembered what happened in the early days. Now we have got education, and there is a debate all over the country whether this education is adequate to the society or to the young people. I am one of those who always think that education is through overhauling, but at the same time, I think that everything in our education is not bad, that even the present education is produced to very fine men and women, especially scientists and experts in different fields who are in great all over the world, especially in offline countries. Our country is a very rich country. It is rich in culture, it is rich in old traditions, old as well as new traditions. It has given me a great honor to be with you here. I give my warm congratulations to all those who are going well and my warm wishes to all the others. Thank you.
Thank you, Drashti, for enlightening us. I would like to call upon our next participant from Blue House, Miss Krisha Gala, who is going to re-give the speech of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar.
Today, I am going to re-give Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar's speech, which was given at Agra, and it is a historical speech. I have been struggling for the last 30 years to get you political rights. I have got you reserved seats in the parliament and state legislatures. I have made proper provisions made for the education of your children. Now it is your duty Now it is your duty to carry on a united struggle for the removal of educational, economic, and social inequality. For this purpose, you should be ready for any kinds of sacrifices, even to shed blood. If somebody calls you to his palace, you are free to go, but don't set your hut on fire. If tomorrow the owner of the palace throws you out, then where will you go? If you want to sell yourself, you are free to sell yourself. But don't harm your organization in any manner. I have no danger from others, but I feel endangered from my own people. I am very much worried about the landless laborers. I am not able to bear with their hardships and sorrows. The main cause of their woes is that they don't own a land. That is why they are victims of insults and atrocities. I know they would not be able to uplift themselves. I will struggle for them. If the government creates any hurdles in it, I will give the leadership and fight their legal battle. But I will make every possible effort to give them land. My appeal to the students is that after completing your education, instead of becoming a petty clerk, they should service their village and nearby people so that exploitation and injustice arising out of ignorance may be ended. Your rise is included in the rise of society. Today, I am just like a pole which is supporting huge tents. I am worried about the moment when this pole will not be in its place. I am not keeping good health. I do not know when I may leave you people. I am not able to find a young man who could defend the interest of these millions of helpless and disheartened people. some young man come forward to take up this responsibility, I will die in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Krisha. You were amazing. The last participant from Blue House is Master Darshan Mishra, who will re-give the speech of Narendra Modi.
Today, I am going to review Mr. Narendra Modi's speech, which was given at Red Fort on Independence Day occasion. Today, I am at Red Fort of my country, and I am very proud of myself to be an Indian. It is easy for me to say one nation, one constitution, and we. This is due to our unity. Similarly, in the last day, in the field of energy, one nation, one grid has also successfully completed this work. This is our 70th year of independence, and we are a developing country, not a developed one. If we want to make our country developed, then we need to overcome certain problems. In that, poverty stands first. According to me, being poor is not a personal choice or wrong, but we should make them aware about the difference between their life and others, and also that education is the key to success. Next is the houses which don't get proper water supplies, and if by chance they get, and the water is not pure and it is injurious to their health. It matters of treating seawater or wastewater. Per drop, more crop. This means that there should be irrigations, campings, and rainwater harvesting to save water. I was born in Gujarat at Mahudi. At this place, there is a story of a farmer. There was a farmer who had a child. His child joined Jainism. By joining Jainism, a day he wrote a book in which it was written that water will be sold at grocery stores and at high prices. And now it's really happening. Can you imagine? Tiruvalluvar ji also wrote a quote, Inri Amyadu Ulak, which means when water will be vanished out, the nature will be destroyed. And you know, and I know that if nature will be destroyed, then the humans will also be destroyed. My dear countrymen, this is the time when we need to move forward for ideals, expectations, and potential of us. Sometimes we do things in which we get profit, but our future generations may have a loss. We know that our number of dreams are more than the stars in the sky, but the sky is nothing beyond the flights of our hopes. Let us build a new India with responsibilities, confidence, and determination. Come, let us together advance with our country. Speak with me to live for our country and to die for our country. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, Darshan. You were very thoughtful. So now we have completed with the speeches of Blue House. Let's begin with Green House. Our first participant from Green House is Miss Avni Jain, who will re-give the speech of Kiran Bedi.
Good morning. Today I am going to re-give the speech given by Kiran Bedi on the occasion of Women's Day. Now I am going to give you a story. It's an Indian story about an Indian woman and a journey. Let me begin with my parents. I'm a product of this visionary mother and father. Many years ago, when I was born in the 50s and 60s, didn't belong to girls in India. They belonged to boys. They belonged to boys who would join the business and inherit the business from parents. And girls would be dolled up to get married. My family in my city and almost in the country was unique. We were four of us, not one, and fortunately, no boys. We were four girls and no boys, and my parents were part of a landed property family. My father defied his own grandfather, almost to the point of disinheritance, because he decided to educate all four of us. He sent us to one of the best schools in the city and gave us the best education. As I have said, when we are born, we don't choose our parents, and we go to school, we don't choose our school. Children don't choose a school, they just get them the school which parents choose for them. So, this is the foundation time which I got. I grew up like this, and so did my three sisters. And my father used to say at
Miss Urvi Ravadia, who will re-give the speech of Martin Luther King Jr.
today I am going to re-give the speech of Martin Luther King. 50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came to a great beacon light to hope of millions of Negro slaves who have been seared in the flames of withering injustice. This came to a joyous daybreak at the end of the long night of captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still are not free. 100 years later, the life of Negro are still crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chain of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro still lives in a lonely island of poverty in the midst of the vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro still are loins in the corner of American society and find himself exiled in his own land. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having its lip dripping with a word of interposition and nullification, that one day right brown girls will be able to join hands of white girls and white boys as brothers and sisters. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hills and mountains shall be made. And when this happens, and when we allow the ring of freedom, and when we let it ring from every village to every hamlet, to every city, to every state, and when we speed up that day, God's children, white men and black men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing in the word of old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. I have a dream today. Thank you.
Thank you, Urvi. You were delightful. Our next participant from Greenhouse is Miss Hitiksha Ravaria, who will re-give the speech of Malala Yousafzai.
Today, I am
to re-give Miss Malala Yousafzai's speech, which was given at United Kingdom in October 2014 at the occasion of prize distribution. Some people call me the girl who was shot by the Taliban, and some the girl who fought for her rights. The terrorists tried to stop us, to take me and my friends who are here today on a school bus in 2012. I had two options. One was to remain silent and wait to be killed. The second was to speak up and then be killed. I chose the second one. I decided to speak up. Neither their ideas nor their bullets could win. We survived, and since that day, our voices have grown louder and louder. I tell my story not because it is unique, but because it is not unique. I am not a lone voice. I am many. I am Malala, but I am also Shadia. I am Kennard. I am Kenneth Sonro. I am Mazun. I am Amina. I am the 66 million girls who are deprived of education. Let us be the first generation. Let the sites be the last. That sees empty classrooms, lost childhoods, and wasted potentials. Some people will say it is impossible or impractical or too expensive or maybe too hard. But it is time to world think bigger. Thank you.
Thank you, Hitiksha. You were fantastic. Now I would call upon Master Soham Pawar, who will re-give the speech of John F. Kennedy.
Today, I am going to give a speech on John F. Kennedy at Place Rice Stadium on the occasion of an international competition held in USA. As a speechwriter at the National Air and Space Museum, I have always been fascinated by looking at great moments in history through the lens of the speeches that were delivered to rousing applause, somber contemplation, or something between. So, with the 50th anniversary of the first moon landing upon Earth, it is interesting to look at the speeches that led to that moment. The Soviet Union launched the first human, Yuri Gagarin, into space on April 12, 1960, taking both Alan Shepard to space and John Glenn to orbit. Within days of the Soviet achievement, President John F. Kennedy asked Vice President Lyndon Johnson to identify a space program which promises dramatic results in which we could win. A little over a month later, on May 25, 1961, Kennedy stood before a joint session of Congress are called for human exploration to the moon. Unlike his later speech at Rice University, Kennedy's address to Congress isn't story rhetoric about the excitement and exploration or the significance of the humanity's first step on the moon. Rather, it was about why it was important that the first step on the moon be those of an American. He discusses the Apollo moonshot as an important step to win the battle that is now going on around the world between freedom and training. Moments later, he declared, it's time to take a longer stride. Time for a great new American enterprise. Time for this nation to take a clearly leading role in the space achievement, which in many ways will hold the key to our future on Earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Soham. You were very informative. The last participant from Greenhouse is Master Jay Patel, who will re-give the speech of Bill Gates.
Today, I am going to re-give the speech of Bill Gates that was given in 2002 to motivate the people and on special day in USA. I am grateful for your invitation to address the APLU on this special day and to express
my gratitude, I brought this bag with me. This bag is helping 10 million people lift themselves out of poverty. Farmers in Central and West Africa grow black-eyed peas because they are hairy and protein rich. Unfortunately, tiny pests called weevils destroy half the crop after it is harvested or stored. All they did until researchers at Purdue University developed this three-layered polythene and nylon bag. It costs $2 and it keeps out the weevil and it increases poor farm families' incomes by 25%. This bag is the result of one of the many partnerships our foundation has with APLU members institutions across the country. American public colleges and universities do the finest research in the world. You create knowledge not just for its own sake, but to improve people's lives. On behalf of our foundation, I would like to thank you for that two breakthrough ideas. But I'm here today to talk about another of your great accomplishments, the education you provide to almost 5 million students. The Morrill Act created a system of public colleges to quote, promote the liberal and practical education of industrial classes. There were two breakthrough ideas contained in that single sentence. First, that higher education should be both liberal and practical, and that it should address society's need. And second, that all people should have the opportunity to obtain it. These two ideas amounted to a brand new vision that based on a conviction that a bigger and more diverse group of well-educated people would be an asset to our democracy and a boon to our economy. Asking and answering this hard question is the key to building on the legacy that you inherited and that you now hold. It is the key to the future of our country. I have great optimism that you will once again summon your genius for innovation the- and and see clearly where the higher education needs to go and then lead us all there. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. You were very mesmerizing. Now we have came to an end with now we have completed with the speech of Greenhouse. Let's begin with Red House. Our first participant from Red House is Master Dhruv Barot, who will re-give the speech of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Today, I am going to re-give the speech of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam that was given at IIT Chennai in 2010 on the occasion of award function. Culture of excellence. You should stand for a culture of excellence. The excellence not by accident. It's the process where an individual continuously tries to better oneself. The performance standards are set up by themselves. They work on their dreams and focus and are prepared to take calculated risks and do not get deterred by failures as they move toward their dreams. Then they step up their dreams as they tend to reach their original targets. They strive to work to their potential. In the process, they increase their performance, thereby multiplying further their potential. This is an unending life cycle phenomenon, culture of excellence. They are not in a competition. I learned every youth wants to be unique. That's you. But the world around you, it's doing its best day and night to make just you everybody else. Question is whether you want to be you or everybody else. Being everybody else is convenient at a first glance, but not satisfying in a long vision. The challenge is therefore, my young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle which any human being can ever imagine to fight and never stop fighting until you arrive to your destined place. That is the unique you. You get the unique you is a big battle. The battle means you have to have four unique things, four unique tools you must have in this battle. One is you have to set the goal. Second is acquire the knowledge continuously.
third one is hard work with devotion. And the fourth one is perseverance. Where there is a righteousness in the heart, there is a beauty in the character. When there is a beauty in the character, there is a harmony in the home. When there is a harmony in the home, there is an order in a nation. When there is an order in a nation, there is peace in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhruv. You were very informative. The last participant from Red House is Master Harshit Yadav, who will re-give the speech of Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Today, I am going to re-give a speech of Dr. Manmohan Singh given at New Delhi, November 25, 2006. I am delighted to be with you this morning. I compliment my friend Sri Narayan Swami for taking this interactive. Today, we see many different forms of terrorism having large financial and material resources at their disposal. Terrorism, therefore, terrorist groups are today able to use modern communication systems and state-of-the-art technology to pursue their agenda. They have become far more sophisticated, better networked, and also highly motivated in carrying out their nefarious designs. Matter of extreme concern is their linkage with organized crime like drug trafficking, gun running, counterfeit currency, and money laundering. Terrorism has emerged as one of the most serious threats to international peace as well. Terrorists do not believe in democracy and rule of law. Terrorism is essentially the outcome of pursued extremism and intolerance. Apart from terrorism, we also face the threat of insurgency and extremism in some parts of our country. Extremism is not merely a law and order issue. It has deep socio-economic dominations and roots. Development, or rather a lack of it, often has a critical bearing on it. So, thus poor enforcement of laws and good governance are both critical for the prevention and control of extremism and terrorist activities. To counter terrorism, our government has taken many steps for improving the intelligence collection system and intelligence sharing, for enhancing capabilities and for better coordination between various security agencies. Judiciary at different levels also has a vital role in ensuring that such cases are tried expeditiously and often are brought to justice without undue delay. Certain and swift punishment is often effective deterrent to potential wrongdoers. Terrorists have no religion or faith. They do not belong to any community. No community or religion can and should be blamed for irresponsible and violent acts of a few individuals of that community or religion. Terrorists have to dealt with as terrorists. I do sincerely believe that people of all communities, faith, religions, and regions want to live a life of peace, security, self-respect, and dignity. This is an important means of fighting terrorism and promoting development. I wish the deliberation all success, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Harshit. You were mesmerizing. Now we have completed with the speeches of Red House. Let's begin with Yellow House. Our first participant from Yellow House is Ms. Dhruti Patel, who will re-give the speech of Sarojini Naidu.
Today, I am going to re-give Ms. Sarojini Naidu's speech that was given on her visit to US. To quench my longing, I bend me low by the streams of the spirit of peace that flows in the magical wood in the land of sleep. I would like to begin with Mantra's friend of the New World. I arrived only last night. That statue of liberty, that stands at the guardian of your freedom at the gateways when you're bold and with the best intention in the world to feel unfamiliar in this new country. My spirit feels that it has come home to a new version of all things. But once you experience that, I am having in your country is to become for the very first time in my life. I come to you from many thousand miles away as the ambassador of a very ancient country to the youngest nation in the world. It may surprise you that a country, but you are taught to regard as conversation should have chosen a woman to be its representative and ambassador. But if you read and write the whole history of Indian civilization, you will realize that woman has been very pioneer of its culture of it, all its inspiration and of all the emphasis of peace that have gone abroad for many centuries to the uttermost parts of the world. I would like to end with we one deeper sincerity of motive, a greater courage in speech, and earnestness in action. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhruti. You were wonderful. Now I would like to call upon our next participant, Miss Tanvi Shirke, who will re-give the speech of Marshal Obama.
Michelle.
Good morning. Today I will read the speech of Michelle Obama, who is reviewing the early life of Barack Obama. Over the past few years has been so steady. I have had the extraordinary privilege of traveling all across the country, and everywhere I have gone, the people I have met, I have seen the very best of the American spirit. See, our life before moving to Washington was filled with simple joys. Saturday at soccer games and Sundays at grandma's house. And a date night for Barack and me was either dinner or movie because as an exhausted mom, I couldn't stay awake for both. Even back when Barack was a senator and a presidential candidate, to me, he was still the guy who picked me up for a date in a car which was so rusted out I could actually see the pavement going by through a hole in the passenger side door. He was the guy whose proudest possession was the coffee table he found in the dumpster. Well, today, after so many struggles, triumphs, and moments that have tested my husband in ways I never could have imagined, I have seen firsthand that being president doesn't change who you are. It reveals who you are. When it comes to the health of the families, Barack used to refuse to all those folks who told him to leave the health reform for another day, another president. He didn't care. He didn't care whether it was the right thing to do politically. No, that's not how he was raised. He cared that it was the right thing to do. When we were first married, our monthly income was more than our student loan bills, than a mortgage. Than a mortgage. We were so in love, so in depth, and so young. If you want to all your children a foundation for their dreams and opportunities worthy for them, if you want to give that belief that here in America there is always a way out better than others. See, where we can stand together, come together for the man we can trust. Our president, my husband, President Barack Obama. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanvi. You were fabulous. Our last participant of the day is Master Mihir Panchal, who will re-give the speech of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru.
Good morning to one and all present over here. Today, I am Mihir Panchal. Today, I am going to re-give the speech of Jawaharlal Nehru, which he gave during the occasion of first flag hosting ceremony. A long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now that time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in a full measures, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. A moment comes, which comes, but very rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation long suppresses and finds them very much of utterance. It is also fitting that this solemn moment we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people and to the still of larger cause of humanity and the grand achievement that await us. Are we brave enough and wise enough to grasp this opportunity and accept the challenge of the future? Freedom and power bring responsibility. The responsibility rests upon this assembly, a sovereign body representing the sovereign people of India. Before the birth of freedom, we have to endure all the pains of labor, and our hearts are heavy with the memory of this sorrowfulness. Some of these pains also continue even now. Nevertheless, the past is over, and it is the future that becomes to us now. Now, the ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tear, every team from every eye. That may be beyond us, but so long as there are tears and suffering, so long and which would work will not be over. And so we have to labor and to work and work hard to give reality to our dreams. Those dreams are from India, but they are also for the world, for all the nation and people are that do they closely cried together today for one of them to imagine that I can live apart. Peace has been said to peace has been said to instability, so of its freedom, so its prosperity, and so also of disturbance, and in one world that can no longer be split into a isolated fragment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mihir. You were marvelous. Thank you, all the participants, for such an extraordinary performance. And thank you, students, for being such an amazing audience. Now, I would request our judge, Miss Alifia Alamdar, to speak few words on this occasion.
And even declare the results. Madam, madam,
Ma'am is not.
ma'am. I feel ma'am is not okay. So I request the judge for the day, Miss
Sure. Can you give
Alfia
me just a
Alamdar,
minute
to speak a few words and even declare the
for
results.
this result? Hello.
You are not heard. You are not audible.
Hello.
Still, you are not
Is
audible.
it? Can you just give me a minute for this results?
Now you are audible. Yes, 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 yes. So any one student who can tell how did they like this online declamation competition? Anyone wants to speak? No one wants to speak?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm ready. A very pleasant morning to dear students.
Yes.
Am I audible, ma'am? Uh, First of all, I would like to thank
Yes, you are.
Renu ma'am and Principal Dr. Sujata Rai for selecting me to be the judge over here. And dear students, you all were fabulous while speaking. The declamation, you put in your thoughts along with that, with your voice modulation. You presented wonderful. It was quite tough for me to judge the winners because all were superb. And all of you have given a message through your speech. You tried to spread peace and harmony. You brought about the ideas of equality. This is all wonderful to see that our generation is working hard for this. So God bless you all. And now I would like to declare the results. I hope you all are excited for the same. And I told you it was a tough fight between all of you. So the third winner, I'll go with third, second, and first, is Master Darshan Mishra from Blue House, the one who gave speech. Yeah, he gave the speech by Narendra Modi. Quite
He's the
interesting
third.
to hear in English Mr. Modi's words. Wonderful speech. And on second position is Miss Urvi Ravaria from Greenhouse. Urvi Ravaria.
Urvi, on your
Urvi Ravaria,
switch on your video.
congratulations, Darshan, congratulations, Urvi.
Good.
And the winner for this today's declamation competition is Master Dhruv Barot from Red House. Congratulations, Dhruv.
Thank
You
you,
gave
ma'am.
a wonderful speech, and I especially love the way you presented it. Your gestures, your eye contact, everything was wonderful. Keep it up, keep going like that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Renu ma'am. The kids were fabulous, fabulous.
So, yeah. Ekta?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, miss.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now,
Ekta?
now I call upon Avni Jain to give the vote of
Yes.
thanks.
Continue.
It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks speech and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make this declamation competition. On behalf of my school, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our judge, Mrs. Alicia Ma'am, who spared time from her busiest schedule to grace the occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. A special mention of a special mention to our respected principal, Dr. Sujata Ma'am, for being catalyst that stimulated us to do our best and standing as pillars of strength. My gratitude to all the speakers for gracing the occasion and sharing their opinions today. Thank you one and all.
So, Alfia ma'am, I thank on behalf of myself because on one call you accepted the invitation to be the judge, and I know you are busy so much. So, my heartfelt thanks to you for gracing the occasion. My thanks to all the participants who constantly worked with me. We had Zoom meetings twice in a day. We were having phone calls, and for preparing this occasion, we were having WhatsApp, we were having videos, we were sending videos, we worked on Padlet, we worked on Flipgrid, sending our videos just to check. We had Padlet voice audios, to check. So, yeah, it was a tough thing to prepare online competition, but
Yes,
it
indeed,
happened.
it